Joining us tonight, Victoria Toensing, former Deputy Assistant Attorney General for the Criminal Division of the Justice Department, Joe DiGenova, former U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, the founding partners of the DiGenova and Toensing law firm. Great to have you here. Andrew McCabe, Joe is, most of us are told that he's awaiting indictment, yet the deep state and the radical Dems lining up to support him.
James Comey, dirty cop number one. Andrew McCabe, dirty cop number two. And it is not surprising that his co-conspirators might want to testify on his behalf to help him out. But here's the problem for them, Lou. When they get on the witness stand to give character testimony on his behalf, here's going to be the first question from the prosecutors on cross-examination. I have in my hand a transcript of a meeting that Mr. McCabe conducted, and here's what he said about a criminal investigation under our laws. First we F Flynn, then we F Trump. Do you agree that that's the way a criminal investigation should be conducted, Miss McCord or Miss whoever or anybody? Listen, this is a fool's errand. They all deserve each other.
And related to that is that McCabe better appreciate how much better he's being treated by the Trump administration than he treated General Flynn. He was given several times that they came back and said, hey, can you clear it up? You want to explain it? Flynn had one to interview, and it was a gotcha. Mm-hmm. Bill Barr's Justice Department did not go to McCabe and say, we're going to go after your son or even your corrupt wife who took money when she was running for the seat in Virginia. And when McCabe lied, he did it to cover up misconduct. And when Flynn supposedly didn't tell the truth, he could have said every single thing in that transcript, and there was nothing wrong with it. He got to get down on his knees and thank Bill Barr for how nicely he's been treated.
How much are we going to be thanking Bill Barr ourselves? We seem to be at something of, if you will, some stasis. We are locked in this particular moment without apparent advancement of the prosecution of the people that we know. We've got the IG reports, we have got documents, text, emails, and the things we don't have are just as compelling in terms of the guilt that they can be extrapolated. When is Bill Barr going to move this thing ahead?
We are at an inflection point, Lou, which you've just described as an inflection point. This is it. We're now at the dew point or whatever. The Durham report and the Horowitz report on the FISA abuse are all coming together at one time. Bill Barr is a strong-willed individual. He will not be afraid to bring cases that need to be brought, and he will not be afraid to say, look, we just don't have the horses on this. But the one thing he is going to do, I can assure you, when there is a public release of the declassified documents, which I understand is very close to a partial release very, very shortly, I think he's going to lower the hammer in a public way that's going to be quite revealing to the American people. I have such confidence in him that I'm just not worried about the fact that we've got some delay here. He hadn't been around that long.
And he has to do it without the usual help of the House. You heard Matt Gaetz talk about what we were suffering through for 2 years under Paul Ryan. And, of course, he doesn't have the media. They've already started to say, oh, McCabe, that's going to be a political prosecution.
Yeah. We're going to come right back with Joe and Victoria.